Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for round number 5 of the Sim Racers Asia GT1 and Riley Championship. We're at Silverstone. Historic today, absolutely fantastic track for racing. We're running a little bit late, apologies for that, some technical glitches. So we missed all of qualifying, but we'll take you through the order in a short second. Brenton, welcome, thank you for joining me. Silverstone historic in these GT1s. It's going to be fast and very frantic, I feel.
Yeah, thanks AC, and welcome to everybody. I can't imagine how many times AC you might have been on the hill or in the stands watching cars race at this track. I know it's a favourite of yours, and rightly so. It's a great track, and it is a track that encourages good racing throughout, and no doubt we'll see that tonight.
Well, I've got a potential of 28 cars that could line up here, so a little bit lower than we've seen in previous weeks. We'll run through the table and driver spotlights throughout the race. Table still needs to be tweaked after stewards' decisions run very, very late into the week as well, so they're not quite up to date, but we should be able to give you an overview. Brenton, can you just quickly take us through the qualifying results?
Yeah, we can do that. Like I said, at the end of qualifying, Jonathan Sahani, I think that might be his first pole for the season. Where's Jonathan from? I've got a feeling.
Jonathan drives for Radicals, so very, quick driver. He joined very, very late on as well, so yeah, he's there were some people even said don't let him in, he's too fast, and well, there you go, bang, pole position.
Yeah, well, there's an Australian/New Zealand name I haven't heard of before, so well, there you go, Jonathan Sahani. Got my sorry, just put my race manager's hat on for ERA. They're thinking I want a New Zealand team, but you've answered that. 35.839, just the 6 100s actually, not even 57 100s up on Yuka Silvati, who shows some pretty good consistent pace. Jason Benson, Mick Hammond, both racing for JFF, the laser team, in 3rd and 4th. These guys are joined at hip, I'm sure of that. Nathan Growden, one of our drivers we're concentrating on tonight, in 5th place as the cars just take off behind the safety car. Holy heck, what's happened there? Just hang on 2 secs.
Yeah.
Is it a Josh Burden? I think it is. Josh Burden has absolutely slammed in. This is a guy who didn't win last week or before at Daytona. His race is done.
Yeah, he's blown engine and everything.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but I'll have a look at that as a replay. But yeah, he's done. I can't really explain what he's done there. I'm thinking it must be a black screen or something, because he has just floored it and smashed into the back of the cars in front. That is unbelievable. I'm sorry, but getting back to qualifying,
I've just skipped through the grid actually. I'm going to quickly look at that back just for a second. We got the top 10 in there. That's all that matters. But yeah, let's just take a quick look at this while they're on the pace. Just not quite far enough back a tiny bit further before we get around. Let me know when they're getting close to the start. I'll jump.
Yeah, it's still a long way to go, but
yeah, God knows what's gone on there. Like you say, he just absolutely floored it, didn't he? And then
just driven straight into the back. And I tell you what, he's normally someone who you can hear on the chat, and he hasn't said anything to suggest there's a problem. The field did check up a little bit, but certainly nothing too significant. So well, we can see the Burden car, the car number 4, who had qualified in 14th, is going to be pitting. That's one of the more bizarre starts I've seen.
Yeah. Right, okay, let's just very briefly then just run through what we know on the tables, and apologies, it's not going to be 100% accurate because obviously points still need to be updated. Could bring the tables up. It's running so slow at the moment, hence the technical issues we had earlier on. God knows what's going on with that.
Well, it's the joy of the internet these days, mate, but just trying to think where the cars are on track. You don't have a lot of time there. They're just going under the bridge now.
Should get the tables up. Or not. I got no idea what's going on here. So just, at this point, I just don't want to mess with anything because we might just lose the whole stream. I'm afraid. So
I'm sure at some stage we can talk about the points, but yeah, the cars are just. It's good to see the Aston Martin on the pole position there as well. So the life in the old Aston Martin, yeah, well, the new Aston Martin. Right, race is about to start.
Yeah, here we go then. Jonathan held the pack back a little bit there just so that he could get a good jump off the start, and indeed he has absolutely flown away there. Yuka's gonna
pressure at the back.
Pressure, who is that?
Oh, that's not good. I got a feeling Tim Ballinger. That was shocking. I'm just gonna jump on board. Yeah, no, Timmy's not happy there at the moment, but I'm seriously thinking that's definitely Timmy's fault there. It's got nothing to do with the Riley, to be honest with you. Absolutely nothing to do with the Riley.
I've wound it back. We're going to have a look at this restart again.
Yep.
Apologies, we seem to be a little bit lagging behind on everything today, so let's watch this back again. We're looking at Tim. The trouble with Silverstone is on that start-finish line, there's nowhere for anyone to go as well. You just get funneled back into the traffic, and I think this is what we're going to see here on this replay. To let everyone know, the leads, no one's changed position here at the start.
Yeah, I don't know why Tim felt like he needed to blame the Riley there. It's absolutely nothing to do with the Riley. What happened there is Tim's just got his lefts caught up on the grass on the outside. Yep. But
yeah, there's
a big mess.
Just watching that back, a lot of people caught up in that, and you're right. There's nothing. The Riley's done nothing wrong whatsoever there. It's. I'm afraid it is all on Tim there. Just nicked the grass, got himself loose. And yeah, the rest of it is history, as they say. Everybody just funneled back into the racing circuit after the collision, and it's just caused one hell of a wreck.
There's a lot of cars involved here. Jason Martin looks like he's got some problems.
Yeah, Anthony Winkelman, Josh Burden, Scott Stevens. I'm not sure.
Josh Burden, the teammate of Scott Stevens, was lucky enough that he probably was in the pits with that prone engine. Yeah, so he would have missed all that. So.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And we've got who else has got?
Paul Nelson's down there, but I'm not sure if he actually took to the start. I think he did.
Paul Nelson just had it off by himself.
Lonergan as well.
Vincent Yong has an issue. Adrian Jarvis has had an issue. I see a car, Chandra Yong. His engine
Jarvis is in.
Kaput. So, wow, it's disappointing. But Timmy Ballinger's done a good job in a lot of races. Certainly hasn't been his season this season, but I've no doubt there that Tim's made a bit of a judgment and error there, and hopefully he'll be back next week. But I can sense his frustration building every week, unfortunately for him.
Right, let's just have a little recap then where we are with everything right this second. So leading the way still, we've got Jonathan up front, Yuka in second place, Michael in third, Jason Bence in fourth, Nathan Groden, one of our spotlight drivers for the day, Lazardri there in sixth, Ilham in seventh, Mohammed in eighth, Tim Jackson in ninth, and Phil White, a new name in the series I haven't seen before, in 10th place. Like we can see on screen now, a lot of drivers out having problems. I've got the tables up, but like I said, nothing confirmed on points yet, but I don't think anything's going to change too much as far as championship standings. So Scott Gray leads the way, he's not here. Yuka is in second, so good drive this week will be just what he needs. Josh Burden in third, Aaron Osborne in fourth, followed by Lazardri in fifth. Bence is in sixth, Hammond in seventh, Inho in eighth, Bobby Ivanovic in ninth, and Chandra Yong, our other spotlight driver, is in 10th place.
Yep, and Chandra Yong will struggle to hold on to that 10th place, I would think.
Caught up in all that as well, isn't he? Yeah, way down to 21st place right now as well.
So So from 12th in the grid down to 21st, has had to have that pit stop with that blown engine. At least he made it round. Didn't have a quick toe, but looking already, Ballinger out, Nelson out, Martin out, Osborne out. So there's 4 of the guys out already. Nelson, I'm thinking, might be out as well. So yeah, it's not a great start for the boys. Josh Burden hasn't moved from the pit, so he's got no intentions of going anywhere, I wouldn't think, because he would have had a free toe. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing for him. Anyway, up at the front, Sahani doing a fantastic job in the Aston Martin, and a couple of strong laps here. He's extended this lead already out to 1.4 seconds, so a dominant start by Sahani.
Right, I'm still trying to sort out my issues here. System's
Yeah,
barely, barely responding.
okay.
I'm struggling just to keep up with everything at the moment. Right, I think we've found the culprit program that's killing everything and killed that off. So let's hope we're back and working now.
Well, Sahani is someone who I haven't known, I must admit, and drives for Team Radicals, which again, I need to offend, but I haven't heard of them either. So, where were they based? AC, you know?
Yeah, they're a UK-based team, a World Championship Series team as well. So they're pretty big. They will, well, to be fair, they probably win the bulk portion of all the iRacing endurance events, things like Neo Endurance and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so they are a massive team, very accomplished. You have to put them in the same sort of realms as Coander and Redline, to be fair. That's the level that team is.
Okay, well, it's my error in not knowing that, that's for sure, but I guess we're a little tucked away in that little country called Australia down south, but no, well, it's fantastic then to have such a great team like Radicals participating in the series, and yeah, he's doing such a strong job, isn't he? A 5:40 last lap, so a 6/10 gain on Silvati, who's shown some good pace throughout the series, and the old twins back here, Hammond and Bentz. I think they even did a V8 race on Friday where they both crashed at the same time as well, so these guys stay together all throughout, so they're not going too shabbily tonight. 3rd and 4th, Nathan Growden, the first of our Green Hornets cars, in 5th. Barney Lazardy running a new skin tonight, I think it is, in 6th, and it's our first Riley, but it's also our last Riley, Ilham Halabi in 7th place, Ali Ishak in 8th place, and Tim Jackson, and that's a horrible looking Corvette, that'll be changed next week, I can assure you of that, in 9th place, and running our top 10, Phil White.
Yeah, just to just take a second just to look at the first of our spotlight drivers then. Nathan Groden drives for Green Hornet team. Been pretty they've been pretty quick all season long. How's the team doing actually in the championship at the moment? 2nd place. Just yeah, this is what I get by the points not being quite right. 2nd place, but they've got the most amount of points. So I dare say that once the points have been updated and officials have signed off on it, they'll actually take the lead. So yeah, doing a great job. Razor Sim Sport in 2nd, I believe, with the points there as well. So, but Nathan also likes long beaches on the walk. He's an Aries, enjoys throwing his stick for his dog. There we go.
Long beaches on the walk, or long walk on the beaches?
Long walks on the beaches. There you go. I failed miserably at taking the piss there, didn't I? Oh dear. You can post anything on the forum, we'll catch it.
Well, the way he's going, it sounds like you're trying to put him up for adoption there, or set him up with someone who'd be
that's it.
Single lonely fella.
I think he longs for someone by those posts on the forum.
Oh well, I'm sure that in this day and age there might be a couple of viewers out there who might be interested. I'm not one of them, however there might be some, so each their own. But he's doing a good job tonight in all seriousness. He's just the 4.4 seconds off the lead. His last lap of a 36.9. Certainly competitive compared to the rest of the field. He actually was matching the time there of our race leader and 2nd place, so certainly hasn't made any losses there. Yeah, actually that's a very competitive time. We've also looks like we've got a drama behind. We do, with Muhammad Ishaq, who's had a bit of a drama here. I'll just chase up to see what happened to him. I just had a bit of a slight off there. I'm just trying to figure out what turn that is. It's that long, yeah, just the back end come away from him in that Aston Martin, which the Aston Martin's famous for doing that. The mid corner, very much like the McLaren and the GT3 series, in the faster mid corners, the back just randomly kicks away. So it's, I don't think a lot of people are complaining about it. So obviously that's just bitten him tonight as well.
Right, I'm just trying to take stock. I made such a mess of it so far today.
Yeah, it's alright, mate.
One of those days. Mark Lang doing a great job out there right now as well. Just tucked up behind Matt Shinovsky as well. So that's for 12th and 13th place they're battling for right now. See Mark in the Aston.
Yeah, it's great to see Mark doing well, and teammate Afani Lazardi. You've got sorry, no, it's he's in the Aston Martin there. Sorry, he's got Matt Shinovsky in front of him. Shinovsky, our US driver, so it's good to have him on board. As shock horrors, Lewis Hamilton took pole position at the Hungarian Grand Prix. Who would have thought?
Thanks for spoiling that one for me.
Oh, really? Yeah. I better not tell you that. I better not tell you that Rosberg came third, second, and Vettel third then.
Where's
Sorry,
the kick button? Hope nobody else didn't know or was saving it on DVR or whatever like that. But yeah, there you go. Been spoiled.
Oh, sorry, mate. I didn't know.
I'm gonna put it on picture-in-picture, shall I?
I would say I feel bad, but I'd be lying.
Yeah. Cheers.
Anyway, there's a bit of a gap. A little bit of a battle developing here. We've got Mick Hammond, who I think is actually holding up Jason Bentz ever so slightly. I don't think there's much in it, but they're really dragging Nathan Groudon back into this. Another 36.9 last lap for Groudon, and a 37.4 for Barney Lazardi. So these four here have tightened the battle up. This is for the last of our podium position, but they have actually made gains on our leader. We talked about Hammond last time around going across the strike was 4.4 seconds behind, down to 3.7 seconds now. Just trying to catch up with this because I might be a bit behind. No, sorry, it's the 3.7 seconds behind now. So very competitive times by this group here, and certainly the leaders haven't just sprinted off into the distance.
No, absolutely. Looks as if the long run pace seems to be right there for Bentz, Hammond, Groudon.
Who's that's gone off? So it looks like we've lost a car. Adrian Jarvis. Okay, so he had issues in the first lap with him and many others. So
out the way
he's actually just like he's pulled it off there. Yeah. So he might have a computer issue or something like that, I would imagine. Not forgetting there is a pit stop tonight, compulsory pit stop. They don't have to take tyres, don't have to take fuel, don't have to take anything. But they do have to stop, and we saw that controversy, was it last week or the week before, I'm getting old, at Daytona, where I think it was Josh Burden. I'm not sure what the eventual outcome there was, but it's very much a very quick stop go, and didn't get held up the pits at all. But he said he'd been practicing during the week, and if he got away with it, it was all according to the rules, and good luck to him. But I'm not sure. I haven't heard any feedback in regards to that.
I don't think there was anything from that back, so I dare say drivers watching it back would have watched and learned a little bit there, because the important fact was that he gained himself about 3 or 4 seconds on everybody else, and it seems like some drivers were being held when they sort of deselected everything. So a bit unusual, just as we're watching the battle here between Mohammed and Phil here. This is 9th and 10th place. They've been pretty close all race actually, and after Vic made that mistake, been able to pile the pressure on Phil as well.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what else has happened is that
got to jump forward, sorry, Brenton. Groudon getting very close to Mick Hammond, just 1/10 of a second coming out of Stowe. That was there through club. Obviously no Vale really, is just flat out little kink to the left on the historic circuit. We haven't pointed out really that it is the historic we're racing at, so much faster than the normal sort of Grand Prix circuit that we have on iRacing. So get rid of those 2 chicanes. Abbey and Vale are gone. Yeah, it's just sort of flat out little kinks in there now. really only Brooklands is maybe the main opportunity to overtake, and going into Stowe.
And what's also happened here with that battle there, Jason Bentz has
the
got
pits.
through.
Hammond's in.
Yeah, well, gee, hopefully everything's okay there, because Hammond actually has let Bentz through. So Bentz has actually sprinted away, and Hammond now pitting, but he really did drop off dramatically, and taking Largely and Groudon with him. So really, Bentz has streeted this mob here in the last lap of his first flying lap by himself. Bentz is a 36.8, or 36.799, and that is the second fastest lap on the track after our race leader, Jonathan Sahani.
It just had a quick little flick back there as we saw Halabi as well. He's putting in some good lap times, fairly consistent, right with the sort of the chasing pack as well. So good pace in the Riley. So I have to say, it'd probably be very, very competitive through the high speed like S sections. It's just coming out of the slightly slower speed areas. It's where it's going to struggle, as we've seen week on week in. It really lacking in the torque department, I think, more than anything, but good straight line speed in that car, and a lot of downforce in it as well. So doing a good job running in the 137, same as the guys just ahead, but we'll see how that pans out. I don't think the tyres fall off quite as much as the others as well, so we might be able to put in a little bit of a fight towards the end of this race.
Yeah, well, it's only a 45-minute race and not even a full tank, and the cars can comfortably do a full tank run with keep tyres here. A bit of concern here for Mick Hammond. I think he's done a good clean pass there, but he's come out the pits in traffic, so he's still battling away. I'm not sure he's going to get the job done there. He should be right.
Phil actually let him have that, I think, there, didn't he? Yeah, he just didn't want to battle him too much there, Phil. So good driving from Phil. Probably felt like he was going to hold himself up even more. So
yeah, but he's lost a bit of time, Hammond, no doubt. Got Ali Ashaka. We know he's got a bit of pace. He was up into 7th or 8th place early in the race before he made that mistake. So Hammond's made that early pit stop. He's certainly, I'm not sure if he needed to, but it's out of the way. But certainly would have been beneficial if he came out in clean traffic. But that hasn't been able to happen, unfortunately, for him. But back up to the front there, Jason Bentz, 37.3 last lap, dropped off a bit. Sahani 36.9, Silvati 36.9. So these guys are really just pacing off each other, just that 2.3 second difference. Just having a look through the field, Mark Lang and Shinovsky seem to be fairly close here. Shinovsky in 12th and Lang in 11th. So it's good to see our host doing very well. And doesn't get the result he normally deserves, Mark Lang, but it's great to see him just knocking on the edge of the top 10.
yeah, I was about to say maybe a potential top 10 could be on the cards for him today. Definitely looks like he's putting in reasonably consistent lap times as well, so might take a mistake for someone ahead for him to get that, but there's a lot of pressure right now as well.
Well, the Sim Racers Asia guys do such a great job with the series that they organise. I know with Fuji Satano with the Grand Prix 24/7 Star Mazda series, which is in front of this race, does a great job and just adding variation to strengthen the numbers. And Mark Lang, I don't know how many seasons he's been doing this for, but it's a lot. And he continues his enthusiasm. That would probably be the hardest thing to maintain, is the enthusiasm, but he has a way of doing it. The numbers from the Asian perspective are low. The Australian numbers are incredibly high, to the point where the Teams Championship would be already over, I'd imagine. So maybe that's just the one thing that might need to get more involvement with the Asian participation.
Yeah, obviously this is, Sim Racers Asia, so it would be great to see some of the, known faces that we saw week in, week out, sort of in the early days when we started first covering it. Back in there again, not really sure why they're not taking part. Obviously, time in real life always does get in the way every now and again, so, but, it'd be good to see, Dongwu Gang, people like that back. Inho was returned this season, which was great, but other faces that would be good to see as well.
Yeah, just having a look here with that little battle here. It's funny, just goes wide, just outbraked himself into the last turn there. Pretty sure they are. Finally's just made that little mistake, just dropped off a bit of Nathan Groudon. Groudon, I said, up to 4th. That's 36.9 last lap. That's comparison. Just gotta keep half an eye on where Mick Hammond is at 37 lap, is it?
Yeah, 37.0.
Yeah, 38.2 last lap for Hammond. And that would be because of the traffic with Ali Ishak passing him, who did a 39.3, so that's dropping off the radar a little bit. So, yeah, I'm not sure whether Hammond's pit stop so early has worked for him.
I think you're right. I think the traffic's made a bit of a mistake there for Mick. So, he's getting through the traffic okay, but it is costing him a little bit of time. I have to say that Bence is now 3.5 seconds in front of Groudon as well, so he's being held up a little bit by his teammate at the start there. It's pretty evident now. He is closing back in on Yuka as well, just ahead of him, so they're 2 seconds apart now, so yeah, 1.9, so fluctuating a little bit, but definitely putting a quicker lap time, 4/10 faster that last time by, so he's coming back at the finish driver at the moment, so we'll have to wait and see how that's going to pan out. Let's have a look what they do this time by a look at the splits at the moment. So first sector just a fraction quicker, second sector just a little bit slower, third sector a lot faster. That's where he's making the time at the moment in that third and final sector. 136.6, so another 4/10 of a second. Gaps come down to 1.6 seconds, so be a good battle for second place, but still up front and pulling away. Well, not pulling away from Jason. I have to say, he's the leader as well. So Jonathan with 37.0 as well, and actually Yuka was slightly quicker than our race leader as well. So not over and done with yet by any means, I think.
No, it's not. I wonder how many of the guys this week have been practicing their stop-go pit stops. I'm thinking there might have been 1 or 2 practicing, because it did make such a big difference last week. So let's see if anyone gets close to doing a pit stop like that. That was a world record pace last week.
Yeah, and I wonder also if our leader really knows too much about it as well. You know, hopefully he would have watched a couple of the last races, but I could catch him out a little bit. Pulls in and doesn't nearly stop. 3 seconds, not enough to keep in head. You know, sometimes the guys were being held for 3-4 seconds before they were released. So could be a game changer in this race for sure.
Yeah, it could be. And Jason Benson's still doing that good job here. We're at pretty much close to the halfway mark in the race. I think we're right on it, aren't we? Hang on, I'll just check that to be sure.
Yeah, bang on it.
22 minutes to go. Yeah. Hang on 2 seconds, Nathan.
Yeah, no problem. We're just watching the battle between Mohammed here as well. Still got Mick ahead of him. He's Mohammed's driving really quickly actually, 37.4, slightly quicker than Mick that last lap as well. So Mick was able to get past. Mohammed obviously still hasn't pitted yet, so it's going to take a little while to see how he's going to pan out, because obviously he's going to have that little splash and go. But good pace in that car, and that mistake earlier on really did cost him. He's got back past Phil White and is 5 seconds up the road from him now as well. So does show that he's got a good turn of speed. Just to focus back a little bit further up front. Actually, we've got Matt Shinovsky just coming into the pits right now. It's a long stop for Matt. Pits penalty or something there. It's still just waiting to be released. Oh, this is massive. So 16.7 second stop for Shinovsky. That's going to be disastrous for him. Any chance he had of battling with Mark Lang, I would have thought would have been gone. That said, Mark's only coming around the final turn.
Coming around the turn now.
Yeah, what's
have they taken fuel and tyres, or these guys are going to drop off the radar as well? Like, got Brian Ball, who has made massive gains, but You can't help but think mistake made there.
DK Lee's already had a pit stop. So's Daniel Lee in 13th. They're going down the main, down Hanger Straight now into Stowe Corner. So they're huge gains over them. So yeah, I'm really not sure what happened with Mark. I'm not seeing anything on the pit stop times, but I'm not getting any time at all. That's it. But Shinosky, yeah, massive pit stop. Vincent Young also a long pit stop as well. So
I don't know. We didn't talk about the weather though. The track
in.
temperature's 37 degrees and it's a fairly strong wind. But I've noticed that the lap times of late seem to be dropping away. Even our race leader has fallen into the 37s. I just have to look to see if that's his his last 3 laps have been in the 37. So certainly a degradation there of tyres. Our second place guy, Yuka's staying consistent. Actually, he's only 2/10 off his best lap, so that could be a setup thing. Jason Bentz with a 37.3, pretty
bad
much.
lap from Bentz actually. He dropped back. He was almost under 2 seconds from Yuka, but he's now closer to 3 seconds. So,
but even Groudon in 4th, 37.3s. Fani Lazardy a 37.6, so that's 9/10 of a second off where he should be. Yeah, all the cars seem to be struggling at the moment, so whether it's tyres or weather, our leader's pitting. So let's keep an eye on this.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's make sure he nails this. Need to be quick.
Well, let's just hope they turn the tyres off and turn the fuel off. No!
Oh, he's jacked it up. He's put tyres on.
What are they doing?
It's going to cost him this. He joined very, very late on in the for this series as well. So literally like about half an hour before the start of practice. So probably not aware of the stop. That's going to cost him the victory. I'm almost sure of it. Yuka won't make that mistake.
Just seeing has other people have already pitted. Looks like Jackson just pitted last lap as well. So
interesting, he's come out ahead of Hammond, mind you. 3 seconds clear. So
yeah, but he was further up the road than that.
Yep. Yeah, indeed.
So a loss there, and we know what the lap times of Hammond would be. So I would imagine that worst case scenario for best case scenario for Sahani would be that he'll be just behind Bentz when he makes his pit stop. But he's got a bit of work to do now.
Yeah, like I say, just not perhaps surprised the rules. Knew that he had to have a pit stop. That was pretty clear as he brought it in, but perhaps didn't know that there was the drivers didn't need to take any fuel or anything like that. So gonna have a job to do. We'll see how quick he is now.
Yeah, Yuka Silvati has done another 36.9, so this car isn't slowing down by any
Groden
means.
very wide through the Copse corner, manages to keep the car under him as well. That AstroTurf is very, very tricky around there and holds on to it, but Lazardri starting to wind the pressure up a little bit here. He's got a great run, surely coming out of the final corner through there. So exits Chapel, great. Going to get enough run. Wants to use the power in that Corvette. Has a little look. I think he might be a bit too far back. The camera angle's not going to change, is it? Just in time. But it doesn't make the move this time.
No, that Corvette, from what I understand, is supposed to be quicker in a straight line, but the Aston Martin certainly, it's not a throwaway. It is a difficult car to drive. Sohani has left us. So gonna have to have a look for that. I'll just drop back and see if
just
I can.
A disconnect?
Yeah, well, it's a manual disconnect, so he has just dropped out. I'll try and jump on board and see if he's made a mistake or just walked away from it. As he's going to come up to him with the S's, he's just decided to go. Oh no, hang on, no, he's parked it. He has just pulled it over, parked it and left. So not really what we're after there, unfortunately, but You know, that was our guy who was in the race lead. All he's going to do is make this race even tighter now. But I'm liking what I see from our race leader at the moment. The lap times certainly haven't fallen away. Bent in the pits. Where are we at? Yeah,
Where's Bent's going to come out? Got Groden's in as well. Hammond's just coming up to turn 1 now. So yeah, you can see the difference he lost on his teammates. Probably about 5 or 6 seconds. We'll wait for the timing to settle down and we'll take a quick look. Yeah, 7 seconds it is actually. So yeah, early pit stop really cost him. Bent's was quick. We knew he was a little bit quicker than his teammate, but yeah, the JFF team don't think they made the right call there, bringing Mick in that early.
No, I don't think they didn't. Groudon seems to have dropped off a bit as well, so again, well, yeah, but Hammond's made a significant gain on Groudon. Wondering whether Groudon took tyres. Having a look at his pit stop, no, I wouldn't think so.
8.1 seconds, yeah, long stop for Groudon as well. So
yeah, but I don't know if it's a tyre stop though. I'm trying to think. Jackson's pit stop was a 5th. Well, you'd have the
4.1. Yeah, just a little short stop.
So to me, the 4.1 is stop behind Lollipop Man, hold, go. So I don't think there's anything there. But an 8-point stop. I don't think they changed the tyres in that one. I think it takes a bit longer.
Yeah, well, I think what I think what Jonathan did was just a simple tyre stop, so about 10 seconds. So yeah, so maybe a splash of fuel. Got the fuel wrong for Nathan. Needed to add a little bit in there.
We've got Vincent Young doing donuts, playing in the sandpit in the Lego car. How appropriate is that? He just lost the back end, just got up on the Ripple Street, the car's just become unbalanced. So he's remained on the track the wrong way, but then he's driven into the sandpit, tried to release himself from that, and has just done a couple of circles. So that's a shame for Vince. Down in 19th position, having all sorts of headaches. But geez, there for a long while, he's actually staying there. So yeah, I think all the Legos falling out the toy box there.
Yeah, not the best. Had some problems
not the best recovery.
Daniel Leake closing in on Lance Horse now. This is 9th and 10th place. Last lap was just a 10th of a second difference, but we were under a second away. And then DK Lee behind Lee as well. So good little 3-car battle going off here. Shanovsky down in 12th place, so would have had an easy top 10. Mark Lang as well. So whatever happened in that little area during the pit stop phase really stopping any chance he had of a top 10. I think it would have definitely been on. We lost a couple of drivers. We said he would need a couple to retire, and has happened. So yeah, a bit of a shame. Just getting the pit stops completely wrong.
Looking at the difference in times here, Bent's 24.5 seconds down last lap, and that's really where the action is going to be here. Now the 24.1 seconds, so a gain there. UCAR hasn't pitted yet, but he wasn't really that far ahead previously. Just seemed to have a bit of drama back here. That's what Mick Hammond. Just who was Nathan Groudon looks like he's struggling. He is struggling. So a 2-minute 4 for Groudon last lap. So mistakes everywhere that lap, I would think. But that's a massive difference. And then a 1:48 there. So that's a bit of a dog's breakfast lap, that. And even Jackson's last lap of a 39.2 is not going to set the world on fire. So what are we down to now? We've got 11 and a half minutes to go. So I think those who didn't take tyres are really struggling. The short-term gain, long-term pain maybe, but yeah, the battle for Groudon and Jackson here is going to start heating up shortly.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to Groudon, because he had quite a long stop as well, but maybe he dumped, like we said, he dumped a whole load of fuel on that, so he's really, really heavy or something crazy. So who knows? He's struggling, that's for sure. Lap times are not good, and closing in fast is Tim Jackson.
I tell you who else is closing in fast is Halabi is closing in on Lazarity here. Finally just about to cross the strike now. And 37.9 is not shabby for him at all. But another 10th gain by Halabi. Just trying to keep also my eye on this time between our race leaders Savati and Bentz. Like I said, it's gone from 24.5, 24.1, now it's back up to 24.4. So yeah, problems there for Vince Young. He's dropped out as well. Oh, I think there's another issue here. Who's that? Is that car gone off? Sorry, just hang on 2 secs. Yeah, it is. Groudon's gone off again. So
got some problems, isn't he?
He's going to have some problems. He's driving off in a straight line, so there is definitely problems for the Groudon vehicle.
Jump on board actually for a second. Let's see if holding his wheel or anything like that has got suspension damage. No, it looks fine. Look,
his tyres must be completely cactus. And there's even there just too.
I wonder if they just changed like the rears or something silly, or just the fronts, and now the rears are just balanced, just crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have much of a problem with driving out of the S's there. I reckon it's not a bad idea. You see, when we go across the pits, you can talk about this wonderful track as you do so well each week, but oh, now Jackson's lost it in front of him. So you know, maybe these guys are just struggling on the tyres.
Yeah, that hot track can cause some problems, I guess, and seems to be what's happening. Also, DK Lee looks like he might have a run on Lance Hawes. Further back, this is for 10th and 11th. Lee having a little look. Just can't quite get close enough. I thought he was going to get the run there, but it didn't really look like he had any sort of straight line speed advantage.
Yeah, and they've got the 9th place, Daniel Leak, just in front of them as well. So then gap through, thinking that job's done. Yes, it is. So DK Lee's moved himself into the top 10 here in the Kimi fencing car. Lance Hall's just dropped out of that top 10. It might be only a temporary thing. We've got about 8 minutes to go.
Top 3 still yet to have a pit stop. Halabi in 3rd. Can we switch up and just see Lazardri? So clearly those guys sort of teammates, but in different cars as well. Both liveries look very, very nice. And Yuko up front as well. It's got a bit of traffic now. Maybe time to pit, do you think? Traffic's there's like about 6 cars ahead of him, although he's probably about 2 laps away from catching those guys up. But he certainly won't want to be held up by them at all.
Well, this race isn't over yet, and he's leaving it late. And this, to be honest, if you're not taking tyres or fuel, there's certainly no rush in doing it if you've got a clean track, but he has got a clean track now in front of him. See if that affects his lap time. No, it doesn't. A 37.4, certainly competitive to where he's been the last few laps. So
just switch back very, very quickly. There's a battle going on actually between Brian Borg, Matt Shinovsky and Mark Lang. These 3 were uber close going through turn 1, side by side coming out of that as well. It looks like Borg managed to hold on to the position, but Shinovsky's got a great run down the Hanger Straight. This time, surely, tucked up in the slipstream, going to be able to pull out and have a little look. Decides not to do it into Stowe. Some smoke ahead as well, so I'm not sure what's gone on there.
Yeah, I think it was the Matheson cars had a couple of mistakes the last lap, but yeah, this battle keeps going, and I can't believe you said Uber.
I'm full of it today, I tell you. It's just one of those days.
You have to tell me what it means later on, because everybody here says it as well.
Just big, massive Uber battle.
Yeah. In German, I'm assuming.
Great, awesome. I have no idea where it's from. Right, just having a little look further down, just catching up with some of the other drivers. Scott Stevens, obviously after his issues at start, 19th place. Winkleman up to 18th. Chandra Young, sorry Chandra, we really haven't, as you're meant to be a spotlight driver, covered much today, but caught up in the incident, so yeah.
So our leader's pitting here, and
well, I've just jumped to it. He's into the wall.
No.
He's got it all wrong.
Jason Pence is going to win this.
He's going to. We said it wasn't over.
How? What has he come in?
Let's jump back. let's jump back and see what's gone. I'll go on board, see what has happened there, because
he's
not
just
good.
come in too hot, and
yeah, he's locked up.
Bence is already through. So even
I think
before he was stationary, Bence is through.
Oh yeah, and he didn't quite get recovered, did he? As well, he caught the wall, it spun him into it, and he backed up the first time, and then had to back it up again. Disaster for him. Right,
hey, what's happening here? Also, Fani Lazari hasn't pitted yet. Halabi hasn't pitted yet. Our first car that has pitted, Jason Bence, backing him in for the win here. But Mick Hammond, it's just there. You can almost taste it. There's a potential of a 1-2 for this fantastic JFF laser team, and they're almost there. I don't think they've actually had a result as big as this before. They've won.
No, they were featuring well in the last race, but yeah, didn't quite pick it up in the end. But let's just take a quick second just to look at Yuka. I'm guessing he would have had any damage repaired as he jumped in the pits as well. So he's got away with that as far as that's concerned.
Repair though, I think. Yeah, they did get that fast repair, so that wouldn't be an issue. But just came in too hot. So that's the pressure that Jason Bence was putting on in that that lap time. The split hadn't been extending at all, and there was a thought that maybe it would have. And even now, Savati's stuck behind Josh Burden now. Josh Burden drives for JFF as well, sponsored by GT Omega. So Josh is down in 21st position. He'll let Savati through at a convenient time. So little gains made there. I would imagine Burden will let Hammond straight through. So good team racing there. Certainly wouldn't expect anything less, not just by this team but any team. It certainly wasn't anything foul, and just that little bit of advantage there for Hammond.
Larby's still doing a great job out there in second place. Just staying pretty much even with Lazardri right now. These guys, I guess, are going to leave it maybe not this lap but next lap, absolutely as late as they can possibly get. No reason to pit any earlier. They're not being held up or anything else like that. Still, that battle that we were covering early on rages as well. Shinovsky just leading the way there. Sorry, Lance Hawes leading the way. So Lance in 12th place, Shinovsky in 12th, Wang in 14th. So has switched back around.
Well, I'm going to be looking at Lazardi here. Funny, it's good to see him still racing, isn't it? And not pitting here. Halabi is pitting, so the one solo Riley is making his pit stop here, lap 26.
No issues.
So he will drop through the field, no doubt at all. Not sure where he'll come out. Probably in 5th place.
Bent's coming across the line now. Her as well, coming up to the start-finish line. So he's going to at least hold on to second place, I would think.
No, he'll drop down to 5th. I would be close to thinking.
Yuka will get back up into second once Nazardri's had his stop. But you're right, 5th place. Nathan just coming around the start-finish line now.
Yeah, so Mick Hammond's passed him, so he's through. Savati through, Bent's through, and Lazari was already in front, but Lazari will be pitting this lap, you can be sure, because we are down to 1 minute 45 seconds to go.
Yeah, exactly. If he doesn't pit this one, it's going to be on the absolute last lap coming into the start-finish, and we wondered if anybody would do that. Bit Michael Schumacher-esque, isn't it? You know.
Well, it was at this track, wasn't it?
It was as well, wasn't it? So there we go.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's written in the race rules that you can't do that. So it's something that's interesting. I know I would.
Now, does the rules, you've got to take a visit to the pit lane in the race, or you've got to stop in your box during the race. Now, if that's clear, that you've got to stop in the box, then he'll have to come in this time.
And he is.
Take any chances.
So, but if you qualify near the rear...
Oh, it's the commitment code.
Oh, you know, that start-finish line's well and truly, yeah, so he's going to have to. So, going to...
Here comes Bent, he's going to take the lead. JFF laser car.
Well, it's fantastic for this team to have this type of result. They've won plenty of split 2 races in the V8 Supercar Series. I'm thinking Barney's staying awfully still for an awful long time. And he's going to drop that spot. He is. Halabi's going to get him. So Halabi will make a gain up into 4th place. This will be getting very close to the last lap. It is the last lap. So, yeah, that extra bit of time for Barney hasn't helped him at all. But up at the front here, I can't talk highly enough of these guys. I'm really loving what they're doing at the moment. And first and third at the moment, if you ask them if they're going to take that at the start of the race, they'd accept that every day of the week. So a great effort for this team.
Yeah, Bence was quick, didn't quite have the pace that Yuga had at the start of the race, but I think that was just sort of playing it safe with his teammate around him. But did close in a little bit in the middle of the race, and that really put Yuka under a bit of pressure, and I wonder if that's what caused the error. He knew that he needed to make his pit stop as quick as possible.
Yeah,
and, just overcooked it on the way in, and yeah, Bence here has done an absolutely perfect race, no mistakes whatsoever, and as long as nothing happens in these final 2 corners, he's going to take victory here today.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic job by Jason Bence and the team. So, yep, coming around the stray last turn as they head to the finish.
One mistake from Yuka is going to put him in 2nd place, but still, nonetheless, great result as we see Jason Bence weaving around there, celebrating that. He'll be very disappointed, I'm sure. Knew that he threw away a victory there. Mick Hammond comes across to complete the JFF Laser 1-3 finish there. Lazardri come across? No, Halabi finished and pulled over before I could see him on screen. So Rowden coming across in 6th place. I'm not sure he's going to be entirely happy with that. He was really close at the start, and whatever went on in the pit stop area for him as well. Him and Jackson, they both made little mistakes there. Felt perhaps that they could have got a result better. Phil White, good debut for him. Unless he was in the last race and I didn't see him. But nonetheless, good result for him. Daniel Lee behind him as well. A lot of Green Hornet cars out there in this race. DK Lee having a good battle with Brian Borg on the final lap as well. I think DK's going to just about hold it in his GoDaddy car. Yeah, good result there from those guys. Shinovsky's going to hold off Mark Lang. He couldn't quite get past.
Yeah, didn't get that top 10 spot for Lang, unfortunately for him, but yeah, 13th place. But yeah, that race seemed to go fairly quickly. A few issues in it yeah. For some of the boys, and
us.
The JFF boys are doing a bit of synchronized spinning at the moment.
Take a quick look at the final results now that they're in then. So Bence takes it from Savati, Hammond, Halabi, Lazardri, Grodin, Jackson, White, Lee and Lee. Quite a big gap to be fair. Borg, Shinovsky, Lang, Oars, Ishak, Alton, Young, Winkleman, obviously didn't retire, but then we are up to where we got a lot of the retirees there as well, so a lot of that on the first lap, so that really did split the pack up quite a bit at the start. Bit of a shame on that front.
Yeah, we lost so many cars there, didn't we? We lost Nelson, Ballinger, Martin, Jarvis got hit out early, Vincent Young, we saw what happened to the Lego car in Sahani. Put everything in the suitcase and got up and left, unfortunately. Josh Burden was really bizarre after what he did early in the race there. I'm thinking it must have been a computer issue for him because he spent an awful long time in the pits as well. So I can only put that down to a computer issue for him because they do have a free repair. Matheson had some issues. Scotty Stevens had some issues on the start with Anthony Winkleman and Chandra Jong. So that's our cars that were a lap down. But there were some good battles throughout. Phil White, like you said, from 16th to 8th. How's this for a result? Daniel Leet from 27th on the grid and last up into a 9th position. So that is an outstanding result there.
A few of the JFF guys coming in for a little interview. We'll
Oh.
wait and see if we get Bent's Poppy's
You won't
head
shut
in.
them up. They will talk underwater with a mouthful of marble. So grab your pillow, grab your popcorn. We won't need to do much talking, AC. Just let them do all the talking.
We'll go for a tiny little advert break. If you haven't seen the series, the BSRTC Pro Series is on a Thursday night. Going to be highlights packages going out on Motors TV. We'll just do the little advert for that. New intro coming shortly without the funky music. But still, hey, while it's there, you can have it. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Alex Simpson, Brenton O'Brien here for the post-race show. We've got Jason Bentz available for a little interview. Our race winner, congratulations, Jason. Great result for yourself and JFF today. You didn't make any mistakes, and that's what got you the win in the end.
Yeah, it's got to be a first, not spinning, I think. Thanks for that. Thanks for telecasting it all, Alex. Nice to meet you.
No problem. You had good pace once you sort of broke away from your teammate there. Were you being held up a little bit at the start there?
I won't say I was.
But you were.
But will you say that you weren't?
He let me go, though. He let me go, and he's like, I'm glad I let you go. Because I pulled away, so... Yeah, no, I did start pulling away, and I told him to go in the pits and get out of the traffic a bit, maybe.
Yeah, it seems like...
Because he looked like he was struggling a bit.
Unfortunately, it seems like he caught a whole host more traffic as well, so it set him back a little bit. And
Yep.
But still, a good result for the team, first and third.
Yeah, I'm stoked with that. I'm quite surprised. Do you know what happened to Jonathan?
He
Just pulled over and left.
pulled over, yeah.
Yeah,
No
packed
idea.
his suitcase and caught the early flight, mate. There was no issues there. He took tyres in what was a long pit stop. So
Probably
Yeah.
had him anyway, to be
I
fair.
wondered whether he might have had a 15-second hold.
Just took tyres, 10-second stop
no.
it was.
Okay.
Yeah, they jacked him up and everything, so we caught it on the broadcast. So, yeah, I think it'd have been close, but like I say, I think you'd have.
Okay, cool.
Well, mate, congratulations
pretty
to congratulations to the JFF Laser Plumbing and Electrical team, mate. An awesome job. 1 and 3, mate. A fantastic result. And I did mention during the telecast, you guys have won plenty of split 2 races in the V8 Supercar Championship. But I think as a team, probably the team's biggest result. So congratulations to that. Where's the team at now? Bigger and better things?
Well, I think we finally found a decent set for this Aston. Seems to be running pretty quick now, I think. We struggled at Sebring. It just had too much rear end push in the slower corners, but seems to have gone now.
Mate, it looked like a pretty controlled race, mate. Like you said, you didn't spin this week. It's fairly important. But, mate, it was a strong win, mate. Yuka Savati had your pace mid-race. I thought he was actually pulling away a bit, but make sure you check
he was. He started to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, make sure you check the broadcast to see what happened during his pit stop. So, mate, all the cards fell in the right place for you tonight, and you made the most of it, mate. So, from 3rd on the grid up to 1st, a fantastic result.
Yeah, I'm very happy with that. Like I said, as soon as I passed Yucca and the Joker in the pits, I said to Mike, I think I'm P1. Yeah, very happy with it.
Next week's Road Atlanta, another good circuit for racing. Very technical in that first sort of couple of sectors, and then of course you've got really long straightaway section as well. How's the Aston over the curbs? Because obviously that first sector really is all about abusing the curbs really, and that blind right-hander, and very high curbs coming onto the little back straight as well.
Yeah, well, earlier in the week we were struggling for a bit of grip through turns 2, 3, and 4, which might be a bit similar. But we managed to find a good setting to get through there with a bit of pace. So hopefully it goes over to Road Atlanta as well.
Awesome, and then the next race that we're covering is Laguna Seca, so completely different, contrasting track, very, very short. It's almost going to be very difficult to overtake there, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how the Aston's going to go there, to be honest.
How do you find the mid-corner with the Aston? I can't imagine those Aston Martins going through that corkscrew at Laguna with any ease at all. Do you find any consistencies with the Aston, or is it getting easier and easier to drive each week?
If you run full wing, you can push it pretty hard, but as soon as you start dropping that wing down, that's when you got to start with a lot more throttle control through the corners.
Well, mate, great job tonight. Anyone you want to give a shout out to? I'm thinking the
Laser Racing, Stephen Richards Motorsport, and JFF Racing, of course, and X Factor Racing. Actually, can I give a shout out to a good mate from X Factor Racing, Mix Picks? We found out he passed away today. So I used to race with him from V83.
Well, no doubt
I'll give a shout out to Mix Picks.
No doubt you'll dedicate this race to him, Jay. So good job, mate. I think Alex, we might, with your permission, mate, we might get teammate Mick Hammond up here at the same time and leave Jason here. And these boys can. Seriously, I said before, these guys can talk underwater with a mouthful of marbles. There's no doubt about that. Mick Hammond, welcome to ARL TV's broadcast. Silverstone, round 6, I think it is, of the SRA. First time winner in Jason Bentz. Mick, you're dragging the chain, mate. 3rd place. Tell us all about it.
Oh, well, we had a pretty good start there. Got off really decent. Then Jason's tyres come up the temp, and he was a lot faster than me, so I just let him go. Then he sat on there for a little bit, come into a bit of traffic, so he told me to pit. Got out there, 2 cars in front of me, got past there, man, clear traffic all the way. But the flag, basically, watching them pit and counting me lucky stars that I was getting positions out of it.
Yeah, well, as the race progressed, mate, we could see. Yeah, I'm not sure your early strategy worked. I think you dropped a few seconds there in the pits, but at the end of the day, mate, starting fourth, finishing third. I think if someone invited you to say, would you take third at the start of the race, you'd take that every day of the week.
Oh yeah, third, first podium for SRA. I love it. Yeah, it's really good series that we got going here.
Better to have us both on there.
Aston's getting easier and easier to drive as we go along because we're getting used to it. And yeah, can't wait till the next round.
Yeah, no, a fantastic job, Nick. It's getting a bit late for us, no doubt. We've got Josh Burton and Scotty Stevens downstairs too, Alex, so if you want to drag both of them up and just make it a complete JFF affair, we'll get it wrapped up pretty quickly. We've got Josh crash into the back of someone on the pace car lap at Burton, and the JFF race manager, Scotty Stevens, with us as well. Josh, interesting.
Yeah, it was, mate. I was actually setting up my pit stop, and there was about a 5 car length gap in front of me, so I just accelerated up to the field a bit. Then next minute, also them on the brakes, and all of a sudden I was a bit too late. So anyway, then when I pulled into my pits, I forgot to turn my pass repair back on, so I had to wait for about 6 minutes there. So it wasn't ideal, but anyway.
Yeah, and Scotty, mate, as the I'm going to call you the race manager of JFF, you must be thrilled with the result for the boys tonight.
Yeah, it was a great result for Mikey and Jace to get up there in a 1-3, and it's probably their biggest result for laser racing side of things. So it's really positive. It's good that we can have guys in the Corvette and guys in the Aston and doing pretty much up the pointy end of the field, even though myself and Josh weren't there this week. We were definitely there last week, so that's really good.
Yeah, well, it's a great couple of weeks for the team, having that win at Daytona as well. But the first lap incident, Scotty, got caught up in that. What did you see apart from a few cars flying through the air?
Probably saw annoyance is probably the biggest thing I saw at the moment. Going back over the replay, like I was over the voice comms of iRacing saying everybody check up, and was looking at pretty much filing through their single file, and then guys just want to come flying through and try and gain position, and unfortunately I wasn't sure who it was, but one of the green Astons, and pulled up next to me, and we kind of had to dart right, and then he's left me with pretty much nowhere to go instead of going through a single file. But that's racing, and we press on. It wasn't the result that we were looking for, and I guess from Josh and my point of view, it's we've probably done a whole of 20 laps through the whole week, so we didn't really prepare for the race very well, and this is the type of thing that happened. If we had prepared properly, we would have been at the pointy end of the field and probably away with the top 3 or 4 guys off the start of the race.
Well, boys, all of you are a good result, no doubt. I'm sure on to, not so much bigger and better things, but just trying to keep up this pace throughout. I know there's a pretty hectic schedule in front for the Aussie iRacing community over the next few months. So, is that where your specialty is going to be? Are you going to be concentrating here on the Sim Racers Asia GT1 Championship, or a lot of your attention might go towards other series that are coming up and concluding?
I'm doing the Aston, so we push a bit in this. We drive the Aston a bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess everybody's pretty individual. We don't kind of sit down and go, okay, you're going to do this, or what do you want to do type thing. So I guess from my point of view, I stepped away from the V8 and even the GT3 stuff for a while. I'm just enjoying a different car. The GT1 series really is, I guess, stepped up, same that Aston's come on board, and both cars are very competitive at different types of track. Like we saw tonight, the track was realistically more suited to the Aston with the faster flowing corners, and that really hurts the Corvette's tyres. Whereas the other tracks where it's been start-stop kind of corners, the Vette can get out of the corner and just use its power to kind of get away. So it's a good mix of tracks and good mix of cars, and we've got some really good competition throughout the whole field, so it's good to see.
Well, boys, all of you for JFF, good job tonight, first, third, and picking up some loose change there at the end. So a couple of good race wins for the series, and yeah, looking forward to seeing plenty more of the JFF team up there, up the front, and pushing for that win.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
Well, can I just give a shout out
thanks,
to you
guys.
guys at Apex Racing TV for doing a great job on your telecast with the series as well.
You haven't watched this one back yet.
Yeah, it's not pretty. Yeah. Did
Looking
you race
forward.
tonight?
I was up the pointy end anyway.
So you raced tonight, Mick?
Sounds like I might have been stuck on a car or something.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Thanks guys for the telecast.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks Alex. Thanks Brenton.
Cheers, guys.
I'm
Good.
gonna run a quick sweep here, AC. I'm gonna say that Mick's gonna watch this broadcast 4 times, and Jace, he's a bit more humble. He'll only watch it the 6 times.
We usually just watch it straight after we race, and then that's about it. And if we do a good result, like you said, we'll watch it.
I know what will happen though.
I won this one, Mike. I'm downloading it.
It's going to get made into a DVD and distributed.
Laser
All right,
Racing
boys.
DVD.
Thanks for your efforts tonight, boys, with the broadcast, and yeah, well done to everyone.
See you guys.
All right. Go away, boys. We've got a Formula 1 kart race to go watch. See you, boys. Oh, that was a happy JFF team there, Alex, and rightly so.
Yeah, indeed. Fully deserved there. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We're going to wrap this show up pretty quickly at this point. Sorry, Barry, once again about the little issue at the start there. Thank you, Brenton, for jumping in and joining me for this one. Like we said, next week, Check Flag Interactive will be doing the Road Atlanta race, and we'll be back for Laguna Seca. Wow, that is going to be so tight. Right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you then. Have fun.